In today's video, I am going to be breaking down Luka Doncic at the age of 14 years old. The reason for today's video is so that if you are around that age, you can gauge yourself up against Luka Doncic, who is easily one of the top players in the world right now. You can actually see a lot of Luka Doncic's game in his skills back then as we do today. Even back then, he wanted to take his defenders into the low post because he had the angles and the strength against them. So here, what does he do? He does a quick stutter and a quick step back, pull back to be able to get that defender's momentum going towards him. Next, Doncic attacks the rim on the right side and then does a quick half spin and pushes that player out of the way using his butt. This gets the defender onto their heels so that now he can spin back around, take one step, and he's able to go up, gets a little bit of contact on the arms there, and he's able to finish with the and one. By the way, that referee right there called it. Here we can see that Luka Doncic is attacking the left side of the basket between two defenders. When attacking, he takes his two steps. On his second step, we can see that he's creating a little bit of contact on this side, and he's keeping both hands on that basketball. But what does he do? Well, guess what? He goes straight up into a shot using both hands to get that ball past the defenders, and then one hand to release. But there's not just that. A lot of players at this age will continue through to try and finish with a regular layup. But instead of him going straight towards the basket, he goes straight up into the air, which then allows that main defender his momentum to take him towards the baseline. This defender is now out of the equation because Luka Doncic was able to lift that ball up with two hands to remove that defender from the equation, goes straight up into the air to remove his main defender from the equation so that he can then finish with that and one off glass. And even back in the day, Luka Doncic had range. Here we can see that kick out pass to Luka Doncic, who did have a little bit of dip. I've broken down his shot form back when he was 14, but he was still able to shoot from this distance with the nice sway when it comes to his feet and nice high release with one hand, and he was able to drain those shots. Even back when Luka Doncic was 14 years old, he was able to really make the right pass. So here we see a quick overhand cross and then two steps with a high gather over top of his head so that it's very hard to strip. And then he takes his two steps, or in this case, one step. I thought he was going to take two, I forgot. And he kicks that pass out to his teammate who was in roughly the mid-range area who could have taken that shot, but that player ended up passing it back to Luka Doncic, who again goes up with two hands, using and leading with that elbow so that he can get that and one call. At least in the States, that would have been an and one call. And nice bank off the backboard for that shot. This move actually still works at the NBA level, but you can really destroy defenses with it at the youth level. And here we can see that when he gets this pass, he steps into it so that now his left foot or his right foot could be his pivot foot. He uses his left and takes a quick look at that rim that gets the defender straight up on his defensive stance, which then allows Luka Doncic to attack the rim. Now, when a lot of younger players attack the rim, they'll take a very long loop around to attack the rim. However, what Luka Doncic does is he attacks that right shoulder, technically the left, of that defender, which then makes that defender pull back that shoulder so that he can run alongside Luka Doncic. By attacking this shoulder, you can then get a straight line to the basket, and by doing that, you can then very easily get layups. Here, he sees that there's contact coming, and instead of doing a regular one-footed layup, we can see with his footwork, he goes right, left, and then he goes straight into that defender so that he can move that defender out of his way using both of his hands on that basketball so that now he can finish at the rim with one hand. Fantastic, fantastic move. Something that a lot of players actually don't necessarily do at younger age groups is being able to finish with both hands on both sides of the rim. We can see him in previous and other clips where he can use his left hand quite well. However, because he wants to keep that defender at bay, it kind of maybe felt like he was potentially going towards that left side. We can see that he was able to finish with his right to keep that ball as far away from the defender as he possibly could. Now we have a swing pass from wing to point over towards Luka Doncic. Here we actually see something that we don't see younger players do at all, and that is using the offhand to know exactly where your defender is. This is not a push off. This is just knowing where that defender is. So you can then go up again with a nice floater for a nice basket. That is really high level moves there. We can tell that we can see even that Luka Doncic was able to learn at a very young age to go up with two hands into the elbow first, into the arms of that defender to get those shots. That wasn't called a foul. In the States, I can almost guarantee you that would have been called a foul. And he even had the ability to do one-handed passes to his teammates who were wide open. And that was a very accurate pass. Here we are again. This time it's a two-handed pass, a lob pass, seeing his teammate down court so that they can get easy baskets as well. Luka Doncic was a fantastic player at the age of 14. However, if you are around that age as well, you can use a tape like this to your advantage by really seeing how he was able to play and to gauge your game versus Luka Doncic. If you can get your game to be better than his at that age, and then you can continue to work on your skills to be able to be better than him in the future, I can almost guarantee you that you'll be in the NBA. I hope that you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, hit that like button, subscribe, and I'll see you guys again next time.